Dandyism is actually centuries old. It all began in the late 1800s by a man called Beau Brummel. He was a person who took pride in the way he dressed himself and the way his style and fashion. He's actually the person behind a tailored suit as we know it today. I kind of, when I looked at the dandies and the history, the African dandies in particular, and the history of the movement, you know, they were oppressed for so long, and it's almost like unleashing this oppressed feelings, and it's almost like showing, look, we exist, we here, and also we are equal. So it's just showing that actually we came from being treated like this, you know, in a horrible way, as in slaves, and but then they came from that, and they were able to kind of take this movement as a way of empowerment. So for me, when you look at the choreography, especially towards the end, there's that sense of seriousness and in the face and how we express ourselves through our facial expression. And that for me was more to kind of, it's like, hold on, there's a history in this, and the history is not particularly positive, but then we kind of came from that, now we're here, and then the smiles and all that. So it was, hopefully it was to just show that there is a seriousness to this, even though it's entertaining, it's fun to watch, but it's also, it has history, and hopefully it's educational. So that's pretty much what I wanted as an artist. That was the line I wanted to kind of show those two perspectives. Dandyism, for me, it means being able to express myself through clothes and how I present myself, actually not following anything that is trending currently, being able to experiment with clothes and how I behave when I put on these clothes, accessorizing, and also being able to do it in my own way, and being able to deconstruct the idea of a suit and actually make it my own. It also brings up questions of what it is to be masculine, political statement, because dandyism is a Western culture, but I'm a person of African heritage, so it's about bringing, you know, kind of those two things together and being able to kind of present myself through fashion and style. I would say it's a movement through during slavery period in Africa, where slaves were being given the clothes by them slave masters, and they took the clothes and they really experimented with the clothes, and also it was a way of them to show that actually we are not inferior, we can also be superior, as in we can even dress this better, we can, you know, accessorize this better and be more flamboyant and bring out more personality, I suppose, but also from the oppressed. For me, I think that was empowering for them to be able to actually show that actually you are the oppressor, but we can take this and make it our own, and therefore not be as inferior to their slave masters. So for me, the main goal actually to put dandyism into the public was actually make it accessible to those who necessarily don't actually go to theatre to see dance shows, to actually give people a chance, give those who have curiosity to even just stop and watch, you know, just wonder what is this, and so far the feedback from people who saw us perform, it was great. The fact that they've never seen anything like that before, it's something that was needed to be showcased in their region where they live, and also it's being able to express oneself through clothes and hopefully being able to inspire people, and also being visible, you know, not just, you know, it shouldn't just be because it's a dance work, it shouldn't be made for the theatre, actually, because if you look at the dandies, you know, they are from the streets. So I thought, you know what, I'll take this to the streets, I'll take this to the public places where people have a chance to see this, and actually more people have access to it rather than just a selected few. My main inspiration actually came from the African dandies, known as les sapeurs, from the Congo. And it was actually studying them over time, how they present themselves, and you know, they buy really expensive clothes. Not that we bought expensive clothes, because I believe you can look expensive but spend less money. So we looked at, in the studio, we looked at the way they kind of, once they put on the costume, they completely change. So it's almost their personality is so enhanced. So we kind of looked at the characteristics of them once they changed into this, you know, once they put themselves into Dandyism. So we kind of looked into how they walk, how they speak to each other. Every Saturday night, for example, they have like a social, you know, gathering, and they kind of then show off who's got the latest shoes, who's got the best tie, who's got the best hat. So they show off these little things and accessories as well. So we looked at how they do that, and we generated material from that, and that's how we created the dance piece. I'm hoping that they will get it is colorful, it's entertaining, it's educational, it's also something that is empowering, I suppose. I hope, especially to, you know, to younger generation, even those who just never see anything like this in the public. I mean, you see dandies, I do see dandies walk about, but not in the way that, you know, in a showcase or in a choreographed, kind of in an artistic way. So hopefully, for me, my hope is that the audience will get to see so many aspects of dandyism, as in looking cool, but also it's not arrogant. We're not being arrogant, we're actually being ourselves, and actually hopefully empowering people to be themselves. Because I feel that, for me, once you put on that attire, something changes in you, and sometimes it's good to share how you feel. So that's pretty much what I hope the audience would capture from that. I think it's important in the sense that, first of all, the platform is huge. These days, you know, there is social media is you know, it's exploded in the last couple of years. It's also important on what's going on, or because of the whole political movement that is going on at the moment, of, you know, outsiders being pictured to be this and this. So it's actually showing that, hold on, it's not the case. You know, these are our real lives. This is how we live. We integrated into society, so we are part of the society. So it's bringing those things together, and it's hopefully showing people that the animosity does not exist. It's all the social construct and what we see in the media, but actually the reality is different. So I just feel like there is this thing of everyone being on edge because of what they hear. So hopefully this work, by going out to the public, changes that, or in some ways. So, and that's the main reason why this is for the streets, this is for the public places, and this is for the people. Really, for me, that's the main important thing.